amithaverma. Have you ever wanted to get the perfect light fixture for your dining room and wondered what size would be the perfect fit? Or maybe a new dining table but wondered how long can you really go? Well, today I wanted to share a few of my tips on how to know what is the right scale whenever you're working on a few key areas of your home design. Believe it or not, the very same mistake happened to me. One year I found these exquisite linen back chairs that were studded with these big fat nail head trim. I fell madly in love with them even though they weren't my typical style. I totally ignored all my rules and I just jumped in head first. Well, when they finally got delivered to my home, I could see right away they were the wrong scale. They were far too deep and they were far too tall for my very petite house, which was built in 1951. Hubby was very mad. I should have known better, as I always usually check the scale. I know the feeling when you're shopping or you fall in love with a piece. Scale and proportion can sometimes totally fly out the window. But to truly create the designer look, you want to be sure that the piece fits the dimensions of your home. So let's start with light fixtures. This involves a little tiny bit of math, but it usually works out perfectly. So measure the width or the diameter of your dining table. I usually like the diameter of my chandelier to be about half to 2/3 the width of the dining table. So if the table is 36 inches wide, I look for a chandelier that's 18 to 24 inches. And my next rule of thumb is I like to hang my chandelier about 30 to 36 inches above my dining table. To figure out the perfect size table for your room, you need to work with your overall room dimensions. So the best way to figure out the best size table is by simply measuring about 48 inches from the wall and then outline that with a little bit of blue tape or lay in a little bit of craft paper. Now if you have a wall where you're going to place a piece of furniture such as a buffet, measure about 36 to 42 inches from that piece of furniture. This will give you a very general guide for the best size dining table. Now when you're trying to figure out how tall a piece should be, I always suggest use your architecture to help you. I often use the architecture of the home to help guide me whenever I'm working with questions on height. I take a look at the ceiling heights and the window heights to help select the right scale. For instance, if I'm looking for a piece that might be taller, such as a secretary or a buffet with a china hutch, I want to look for pieces that are similar to my window height or maybe no more than 6 inches above my window, unless that piece is really the showstopper of the room. Visually, it looks best when the heights of taller pieces line up generally close to your window heights. So how do you know if the piece will fit? I get this question a lot, and I know sometimes it's hard to tell when you're out there looking. The best tip I can give you is to use blue tape, craft paper, bed sheets, or even this really neat new invention of life-size furniture templates to place the furniture in your room before you go out to buy anything. We recently discovered these really neat furniture templates, and they are genius. You can literally place in paper templates into your room and get a very true feeling of how all the pieces will fit together before you commit to anything. Now I know I give you this advice all the time, but really trust your intuition. You don't give yourself enough credit. If you don't like something, you just don't like it. If it's a little too big or a little too small but you love it, that's okay too. So what do you think? Does the concept of scale and proportion make better sense to you? Keep these tips in mind when you start selecting furniture and it will all start to click together. So did you like this blog? If so, be sure to subscribe to our channel and then head over to our blog to sign up for more free email design tips. And I would love the honor of you sharing this video with your friends and loved ones. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time, keep making your home special like only you can. I always look for both large scale and small scale floral fabric.